No, I haven't done a walk around on it just yet. I do plan to, but in my driveway is not really a good location to do that. I need a little bit more room, a little bit less noise. But today, we're going to, if all goes well, hopefully be putting the new headlight housings and headlights into the green car. The reason I bought whole new housings is because the adjusters on the old ones are all screwed up and kind of hacked up from the previous owner. And rather than try to piece the adjusters back together and fix them, it was relatively cost effective to just buy whole new headlight housings. And they came with new headlight bulbs, which they needed anyway. So kind of a 2-for-1 deal. So, if all goes well, we're going to be replacing those today. I have the parts in the trunk. Right now, we're going over some ramps, lift it up in the air to make moving the front bumper just a little easier. Alrighty, so I got the car up in the air, as you can see, using my plastic ramps. I have a set of metal ones, but I like the plastic ones because they're a little lower profile, and a lot of these lower front-wheel drive cars, these actually clear the bumper. However, I will show you a good reason. This is what happens when you accidentally spin tires on your plastic ramp. You can't really tell it in the video, but that is not rubber from my tire. That is melted plastic on my ramp. I was pulling up on the ramp, the car started to drift backwards a little bit just as I was almost to the very top, and I gave it a little bit too much gas a little too suddenly, and it started to melt the ramp. It's nothing structural, but yeah, there you go. Alrighty, so first things first, we got to get the front bumper cover off because the headlight frames and whatnot actually kind of underlap the bumper on the inside down here. So to get this off, you're going to take out all these big Phillips head screws on the top, and then down under here there's going to be a screw up here that attaches the front of the fender liner to the bumper cover, and you're also going to have somewhere between 2 and 3 of these 10mm bolts or screws or something right here holding the bottom of it together. And then you're also going to want to make sure you remember to unplug your fog lights as you're pulling the bumper cover off, assuming you have fog lights. But oh, and before I forget, there should also be, when you pull the fender liner back, there should be a bolt of some kind. I think they're 10mm from the factory, but assuming they haven't been replaced or lost, there'll be a bolt on the inside of this holding the bumper to the fender. So that should be it. You've got your Phillips heads across the top, one bolt on each side, and then you've got your 10mm on the bottom, as well as your little plastic Phillips head riv nut things that hold the fender liner to the bumper. And I will catch back up with you once I have that done. Alrighty, so as you can see, we have the entire bumper cover pulled off now. And the next step, as you will see, because I will take you over here, this is the new headlight. It's got the 2 bolts up top. It's got the little nut over here, and there is nothing on the bottom that retains it as far as I can tell. You do, however, have the parking light that goes over here that screws into it, and this has to come out first. Now I've already taken the screw out on this side to figure out how this goes, but you'll see I still got the screw in over here. So you take said screw out, and then it just pulls straight out. That little lip right there slides in on that little bracket right there, and to put it back in, it's the exact reverse. You just line it up and push it straight in. So you want to do that, and then we can take out the bolt down here and the 2 up top, as well as this nut, and that should be everything we need to remove the old headlight and mounting frame. So yeah, there we go. So I just figured this out, and I wanted to point it out to anybody who is tackling this job. There is a nut down here, but they provide you with a nice access hole right here in the top, for one. For two, if you look, it's actually a slotted hole, so you don't actually have to take the nut all the way off. All you have to do is loosen it up, and that should be enough to let you slide it out. But another side note, I did figure out that I had to take off these little bumper brackets right here in order to successfully remove the headlights, in order to fit them out. But it's just the 2 bolts, not a big deal. Alrighty, so there we have it. Both new headlights are in and installed, and as a bonus, I think I also fixed my dim headlight issue. I'm not sure if I mentioned this at the top of the video, but another part of the reason I did this was, besides the fact that they came with new headlight bulbs, and this is a 20-some-year-old car, so I thought maybe it was time to replace them, but also I was hoping that replacing the headlight bulbs would fix my dim headlight issue. The passenger side headlight worked as designed. The driver side was very dim though. Like, it did come on, but it was very dim. And I was afraid it was a wiring issue, because I have replaced the electrical connectors. Let me see if I can get a good shot of this. I have replaced these electrical connectors that go into the headlight bulbs themselves. And I was afraid maybe I had wired it up wrong on that driver's side. But as it turns out, the terminal, let's see if I can get a good shot of this. This terminal right here appears to be pretty corroded, and I'm guessing that it was causing the headlight to ground through one of the power circuits or something like that. But anyway, new headlights are in. Now it's just a matter of putting the bumper back on. I do have a blackout license plate frame that should hopefully block off the historic part of that license plate that I'm going to put on just for shits and giggles. Alrighty, and there you have it, the black license plate frame. This is just some generic all-black metal license plate frame that I got off Amazon. I wanted one that was going to cover up the historic part of the tag without looking real gaudy or nasty like most license plate brackets do. Reason I wanted to cover that up is, now I've never actually had a problem with it. I don't think it's something that most cops pay any attention to per se. But technically, in the state of Maryland, you're not supposed to be daily driving on historic tags. Now, I'm not sure how easy that would be for a cop to prove anyway, but to just avoid any potential hassle, I just covered up the historic part, so at a quick glance, you can't tell it's a historic tag. They could still run the numbers in their system and find out, but at least this way, when I'm driving past, they're not going to see the historic part, and hopefully give them one less reason to want to hassle me or pull me over. So I don't drive the car daily anyway, but on the rare occasion that I do drive it to work or something like that, hopefully that'll maybe avoid some hassle. And I think this tag bracket was only like $5 or something. So unfortunately, I kind of assumed they were going to come in a pair of 2, and they only came as 1. So now I need to go back and buy another one for the back, but at least I know it's going to work. Alrighty,